Welcome back, episode 2. It took us a while, and we're back. What was previous? The summer was still in, and what is now? It's not.
Now we're working in the coal mines.
Now we're working in the coal mines. And with that being said, we've got to talk about school now, right?
That's
Now you may be going, how have I gathered school from the coal mines? Well, when you've been alive as long as I have, it's just simple baby stuff.
you're
You ever heard of the
15.
phrase baby steps?
Sure.
You know what, Connor? That is not cool.
What?
Not cool, honestly.
School
This is
stank.
just typical of an ableist, really. But
Damn.
I think
What
of
can you
school
expect?
as a North Korean clay factory. The
I don't
more
think it's
you
that bad.
breathe, the more you get.
All
lung
right,
cancer.
introductions. What's your name?
Wow,
Yeah.
you really just like cut him off.
No, he muted himself. I did not do anything.
Oh, he did. He really
Hold
did.
on, I got.
Well, I mean, you
Hold
guys
on,
keep saying
guys.
this white
I need
noise, so
to-
I'm
I
like,
need
every
to,
time I just want to keep.
I need to get this coal.
Hello. We're not
Well-
supposed
Top-
to. We're not supposed to show
top
Is
this.
that-
tier.
Is that the
Didn't they
coal?
tell us
top
not to film
tier.
it when we started doing it? Like, when we. No.
This is top. That is top tier. That is.
Oh my god.
That's some real
Somebody
coal
called
mine.
him on, he's got black blood.
Thank you.
That is some.
Yeah, that was top tier.
And that's why I'm in theater 2, baby.
That's why I'm in
Hard-
theater
hard-
too, baby.
Hard to believe you didn't make the part for theater 2, cause you suck.
No, yeah. Me and
Oh,
Milo
thanks.
did not. Van
No,
did.
yeah, you suck.
Shut up, Luciano. You
I
can't
could have.
act for
I could have.
shit.
I could have
You
done
said.
it.
You said no, yeah, Connor. I'm quoting
No, you said no. Yeah, after Ryan said that I suck at acting.
You know, no hard feelings, Mihailo, but you know, you suck. So. I'm kidding.
You also said I can't act, so I will have to bring up the time in
You don't
fifth
act.
grade.
Oh
You just
God.
don't.
in 5th grade when I acted in the Sleeping Beauty
Yeah.
remake,
Did you-
remake,
In
and I,
fifth
Talk
grade,
about
when
it,
you
but
I
put your
rocked it.
pants.
Alright.
You
Ba,
can't-
ba,
can I-
ba, ba, ba.
Can a fake
I was-
actor go? I fucking hate you.
oh my god.
That was, that was very believable.
Damn.
Man,
I walked into my closet for that.
I said, what can we do?
Man, you gotta
How
do
can
what
we
you gotta
save
do.
the day? And then that was my part, and
Did you
I
kiss
don't think
the
I had
girl?
a. No,
What?
maybe. You'll
I'm
never
not the
know.
only one-
If you didn't
I'm
kiss
not
the
the only
girl,
one.
you're not an
Or
actor.
did you go up to
Yeah.
the girl and go, "Hey, baby"?
Oh my
I
god.
don't.
In fact, that is exactly what. That is.
Oh yeah! Alright,
Oh my god.
I'm done. That was my bid. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Thank
really
you for
good.
coming to my TED Talk.
I went.
Yeah,
If you glimpsed anything from what we were just talking about, we're in school now. It's not summer. It is not
Yeah,
summer
basically.
anymore.
and
Should
with
we
that,
introduce
oh,
ourselves?
no, we already did.
Did we? When?
Yeah. Last time.
No, you're
You
not
want me to
supposed.
do-
You're supposed to every new podcast.
You want me to
episode,
do it every
you're supposed to
time?
Introduce yourself again.
All right, I'll introduce
Okay.
everyone.
Oh my God.
I'll be like the
Oh my
dinner guest host. I got this. Give me a moment.
Don't call me gay.
Okay, my name is
We're
Ryan
here with
Spellman.
gay.
I still have no
Wait. Can I queue up? Can I queue up introduction?
We don't have
A bot.
we don't have a bot. I'm lazy. I'll add it eventually.
We need to get a
we
bot
don't-
next episode.
Do you want
So
me
we
to?
can.
Do you want me to try and get a bot right now?
No, we're in the middle of filming an episode.
Bad time, Ryan.
You're right.
We're already like 15 minutes deep, or not, maybe not. I don't know. It
Deep.
seemed long.
Connor, you've got a terrible sense of time.
My time perception is off.
Your time perception is very off. You would not
Yeah,
be
it
a
must
good
have been all
scuba
that
diver.
time. Must have been all
You would
that
not be a
time
good
living
diver.
in the Arctics.
Yeah.
In the Arctics, Jesus.
May I
Must be-
note
it
that
must-
Connor's
Alright.
last message in here was a year.
A year? Where?
A year
No.
ago? Oh my god.
No.
The joke is that I misunderstood what he said.
Nice.
You may
Joke
laugh.
Hold on, before,
Now-
before I refill my water, I gotta let this out of my system.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Is he going into the
Bro,
bathroom
is
with
that
his
you,
headphones?
bro? We haven't seen
No.
each other since summer. Ah!
Okay, we're going off
Can
to
I
a slow
say-
start. If we're officially starting the podcast, then Ryan, do the introduction as Luciano
Alright,
says we have to do.
Alright. We have the artist of the friend group. Introduce yourself.
Hey,
Hi. Register
Okay, I'm
sex
used to it.
offender. Say hi.
Yeah.
Say hi. Yeah.
hi.
Hey, yeah.
No eating chips in the podcast.
Let me start this conversation off right. Today I ate Greek food. It was very good. Continue.
No,
Yes.
no, you didn't eat Greek.
Did
Discuss.
you
I
eat
did.
So, does anyone like to hacky
I
sack?
rude,
'Cause I'm
first of
pretty
all.
good at hacky sack.
I love trumpet.
Baby Chungus, baby Chungus.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
What
You
is that
should.
noise? What is that?
That's Owen's grip strength
That's the
trainer.
knuckle
That I-
duster, bro.
that
A broadside of a bar.
This is awful.
Did I say that right?
I'm lost. Help.
Are those boobs?
No, joke really did not land.
Stop! 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 What?
It opens. It opens.
Hey guys, it's me, Connor, or Mal the Man from the podcast. I'm sorry for all the bleeping noises and stuff, but basically that, like, once the bleeping noises started, that was basically a recap of like the first 30 minutes of the podcast that was just like in complete utter chaos. So I just kind of, you know, I wasn't just gonna skip everything and be like, why'd you skip it? Like, what was it? That was what you missed. You missed just a bunch of fucking awful gift sharing and like guitar noises in the background and farting. So anyways, back to the podcast where we actually start having a topic.
Me after a school fight.
Why isn't my wife real?
Do you have fake wife syndrome?
Hey, I swear to God, if you make fun of me, I will
Hey,
take you to the beach areas and
I have a
fight.
topic we can actually talk about.
Okay,
Okay,
lay it down, boy.
psychology, right?
Yeah,
That's
Crazy
good.
people.
that's always good.
You know?
No,
Let's
not
talk,
great.
let's
No.
talk about that.
I'm sorry for ruining that. I just, oh my God.
I hate her.
Right. Todd, no. This should not be the podcast. What? Connor, what do you think of this?
Okay,
Oh.
So-
I'm not too confident in what's happening right now.
This is the GIF section.
Booby.
Well, half these we're gonna have to censor.
All of them.
Not show him.
yeah, just don't show them. Okay, so psychology. What is the weirdest psychological issue that you guys have seen?
Sociopathy, I think that's how you say
I don't know.
it. I hope.
That's not.
Sociopathy.
Stupid.
People just being manipulative, fat, like that woman. Is that a... What is that?
That is a fat ass woman.
That big booby.
Why is it big boobs annoyed eye roll BBW GIF?
It's all in the title, buddy.
One of the
Toothpaste.
worst ones. Let me see if I can find it. So. Alright. Okay, it's hold on. It's a psychological disorder where people perceive reality as not real.
Inception.
Wait, it's like no.
Like
It's
Inception.
like it starts with a C. It's like
Inception.
I almost said caravan. It's not
Pretty sure.
caravan.
No, it's not Karen.
It's where you think that one of the closest relative, someone that's close to you is not actually them. It's someone that looks like him and an imposter
Huh.
with unknown intent.
That's scary, actually.
So like, almost like they have like a a matrix perception, and they're like everything is fake.
You ever watch The Matrix, Connor?
Yeah, I was about
I
to
think
say.
I've watched it a very, very long time ago.
You're
But I
like
mainly talk.
Capgrass. That's what it's called. Capgrass syndrome.
Let me look this up. Let me look this up and inform myself while you explain.
People that are close to them are actually not them.
Life is.
that's an interesting
Huh.
concept. It really is. I think the brain is kind of crazy, tbh. You know.
I think it is.
Huh.
So, I think it's called like twin brain
What
syndrome.
like what causes it? What causes that to happen? What is the like is it just one of those
Messed up,
deals like
neuron. That's
huh,
all every psychological issue is. It's just the
really?
brain's fucked up. Seizures, they're caused because of the brain, right? So, a common treatment to prevent seizures is
Remove
to
the brain?
actually no, not to remove the brain, to sever any connection the left lobe has with the right lobe,
Bro, like just like Five Nights at
which
Freddy's.
then can also cause no, like two two halves of the brain, I believe.
Right, I know.
I might be thinking, well, it's what connects them. So only one part of the brain would be having a seizure, right? The other part wouldn't. But also, there's many issues that come with that as well, like alien hand syndrome, and it was like split brain syndrome, I think, is one of them.
You truly can't win in this world.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, I was looking up a little bit. It seems that more commonly, the Capgras syndrome comes hand in hand with poor control of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I was
It's
gonna say
definitely schizophrenia.
that's definitely like a schizophrenic thing.
Yeah.
There's no way that wouldn't be.
Yes.
Oh, you know some scary
schizophrenia
fucking
really does that.
schizophrenia? Catatonic schizophrenia is fucking scary.
Explain.
Okay, it's basically in the name. A person would freeze up in an awkward position, or just freeze up in any position for an extensive period of time, whether it's for hours or days, where they just
Whoa.
don't move.
Jesus
Just like
Christ.
Yeah,
just
that's
like
a form
the
of schizophrenia.
just like the woman in Rango.
I watched
I love
Rango
that movie.
once.
That's right. That's
Remember
right.
It's been like
Remember
ages since it's
the
been
lizard?
ages, man.
the lizard?
Yeah. The girl.
She'd be talking about her dad, and then she would just freeze up.
She'd be
Huh.
like,
You
she'd
know,
be
like,
like, blah blah blah.
Now, an interesting thing that could relate to her being abused as a child. That is a
Huh.
thing that can happen. I read a story about this one guy that was sent in a psychiatric ward for a failed suicide attempt,
uh-huh.
and he was talking about how this one woman, she was like, or not even woman, she was a teenager, she was like 17, in the next room over, where she would grab herself by the hair and start hitting herself against the desk and mirror as if it was somebody else that was slamming her head against them, and she would constantly repeat, love me,"
Oh.
and she would have these psychotic episodes or shit like that, where she just starts screaming and whatever. And the backstory to that was she was abused and raped
Molested?
as a child.
Okay.
Yeah, by her father.
Damn.
Jesus.
Rough.
Yeah, rough. You really can't
Did,
win.
did he do it rough?
You really?
He did. He did do it rough.
You know what?
Yikes.
You're banned.
No, don't, please.
You
I
can't.
have
No,
angry ones. I don't need this. Please.
You know, what seems to be whenever I see something about schizophrenia and such like that, every case of schizophrenia seems to be has like a difference or like drastically different from each other.
It's almost.
Schizophrenia is on a spectrum. It's like autism.
Hmm.
Not a good way to compare the two, but yeah.
No, I get what you're
And-
saying. I know what you mean.
I think an interesting thing about schizophrenia, at least the way that I think about it, is it really is all inside your head. And I think it's because uh, social media and everybody kind of like shits and kind of fucking downplays and stomps on schizophrenia as a whole. Like schizophrenics are freaks. They kill people. They're psychos.
Those are like
Right?
extreme cases though when that
Well,
happens.
I think that that's the reason why that exists is because of social media. I think because
Yeah.
it's all inside your head, right? So the voice, like there was fucking studies done, I believe, where it was people that come from religious towns and whatever that think of people that hear voices inside their heads, like that kind of schizophrenia,
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
being talked to by angels and by even God sometimes, and
Huh.
it's deemed in this positive light. They don't have voices that go kill yourself and stuff like that. They have voices that are positive. But
Huh.
people in towns that have schizophrenia that read social media and where social media is like, schizophrenics are freaks, we need to kill them. Obviously, they don't say that, but
Yeah.
they tend to have schizophrenia where it's negative and it's going like, kill this person and kill
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
and nobody
yeah.
wants you.
I
Like
just want to
So
really
say something.
negative.
I think that it's all psychological, and that
It's all in
the
the eye of
way
the beholder.
yes, the way that it's represented is the way that the beholder is going to see it. So, for example, if you have an ugly toe and someone says it's ugly, then you're gonna think it's ugly. But if someone says it's beautiful, you're gonna think it's beautiful, right?
You don't
So,
want to
Huh.
suck
I just want
I
I
never
just
thought
wanted
of it
to
like
bring
that.
this up. You know how in like mythology there were oracles that would tell the future or whatever, and they would be like, yeah, the gods are telling me this and that or whatever. Do you think there was schizophrenics
Huh.
or
Um,
schizophreniacs?
I don't know. I don't know about schizo, but they were, you know, despite what you may think, they were probably crazy people. You can't like.
Yeah.
It's either people who are crazy or people who want power. That's usually how like history is.
Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them were depicted as like little like they would all they would go in their little turtle shell or they wouldn't come out, and then
Let
when
me
they do
see.
come out, they look all like messed up, but they say something and it come true and all the stories or whatever. But I
Huh.
think that's mostly like just people saying, "Oh, believe in my religion." But
So,
No, yeah, I see what you're saying.
first schizophrenia case, less than 100 years ago, happened less than 100 years ago.
oh wow,
Really?
Huh.
Yep.
First
That's probably
case.
that's probably the
that's
first.
probably the first
First,
recorded case.
it was the first
Yeah.
recorded case.
That's still crazy though. That the only first record is only 100 years ago.
First identified as a discrete mental illness in 1887. The illness itself generally believed to have accompanied humanity throughout its history.
Yeah. Oh, I never thought about this. I forgot about this a lot. That me and my grandpa, I'll connect it. Me and my grandpa at one point we sat down, we just had like a long conversation about his life and such, right? And I don't know if it was during the conversation or it was after something. When I'd like say something like my parents would bring something up and I get into another story or whatever. My grandpa's mom was pretty schizophrenic apparently. Didn't know. And I was like, it, the one story that I was told was when my grandpa was in school. I don't know if it was middle school or high school or whatever, but it was enough that he could remember it, right? So he wasn't super young, but like he came back home one day and he's like goes in his room, right? And his closet is just completely empty. Like there's just nothing there. And he's like he goes to mom and talks about that and she's like, "Oh, I sold them all. We don't need clothes." And it's like, "What?" Like I don't remember exactly what was going through her head, but that just kind of shows, I don't know, that's just a more personal experience with like what I know of schizophrenia. Just want to throw that out there. I don't know much more, but I know that she was treated with lithium, and her
Yeah,
hands shook like crazy.
There's no real like good treatment for schizophrenia.
There really isn't.
Only antipsychotics,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And how much do those do for you? Your government is poisoning you.
Do y'all think cancer
Although
has better treatment than
lithium is
schizophrenia?
what?
Do you think cancer has a better treatment than schizophrenia?
Yeah,
I think you're more
probably.
likely to survive being treated. I mean,
yeah.
it's more likely to be successful. We can't cure schizophrenia. We can only
No, yeah.
turn it down. It's
That's with
like
like most mental disorders and stuff.
yeah,
You can only turn it
that's
down.
with almost every mental disorder. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the
Uh,
problem with
no, yeah,
mental disorders. It's not
lithium
like
is used in a lot of antipsychotic
Yeah.
biotics,
I'm
and
pretty
it
sure they don't use
reduces
as much
risk of
though.
depression.
I don't think they use as much lithium
Or not
anymore
depression, suicide.
because of like how much lithium can actually do your like damage your
Oh,
body.
yeah. They probably took that out of like treatments a while ago. Cause
And it's like keep in mind when my I guess my great grandma, yeah, my great grandma was alive. That's like so long ago. So, you know, imagine like the amount of lithium that they're just like
No, yeah,
injecting in her.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
it
what,
is.
1.5 milli equivalents per liter, I think is what, when it becomes toxic,
Huh.
I think people
That's
were just
kinda
like
bad.
really crazy with
which is ridiculously small.
medical treatments back then. They're all
Okay, well, think about it. Were humans ever supposed to harness the ability of radiation in the first place?
absolutely not.
No.
How can we cure
Yes.
cancer?
I mean, we can't.
Yes,
We
we
kinda-
can. On many occasions, we completely wiped out cancer.
See, what I want to
Haven't
know is
cured it, but killed it.
Yeah, I was about to say I was like we haven't cured it, but we've gotten rid of it.
I want to know how radiation switches around the little DNA. You know how like it. I think my science teacher told me he's like, oh, switches around the nucleotides or whatever it's, and I don't want to get into that stuff, but I want to know how it switches
No,
all
you're
around
gonna
and
have a
why
little
it does
alien
that.
baby.
What, for
Is it-
schizophrenia?
Electrons, if I had to
no,
guess.
for cancer.
Or
Oh,
no.
oh.
Like, how does it switch around the different
Okay, it's the wavelengths for sure, I'd say.
wavelengths?
Because
I'd say it's just because
it's
it's
what, gamma rays, right?
No.
Gammas.
When you get chemo, it's I don't think it would be gamma. Gamma
Gamma's deadly.
gamma would fuck you up.
Yeah.
Gamma would completely fuck
Bro,
like
you
Chernobyl
turn
level
into the
shit.
Hulk.
Not really. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
No. Gamma is
Concentrated
the,
gamma,
Only
Gamma-
well, it's not concentrated.
like, or
Gamma-
no, like just
Gamma
small
is the-
bursts of it in one place, one very precise area, might work.
That's not
But
that's
it
not what
still has a big
chemotherapy
risk
is.
of- yeah, no.
That's why your hair falls out.
I'm saying if people were to use gamma, it would be really, really, really difficult to harness it because of
Yeah.
how unpredictable it is and how or it's very predictable. You'll die if you're exposed to it for too long or exposed to
Yeah.
too much of it.
they at Chernobyl the Russians, they were trying to like, so they had like this graphite shit inside the reactors, and it essentially just like it was sort of like a battery for like all the gamma radiation. They sent in like 2 robots, right, to try and pick that shit up because it when the reactors like went off, they didn't. It's not that they just like kind of they got hot and then that was the end of it. The reactors actually blew up, which spread all those like the little graphite. So they had to clean it up. They used like 2 robots. They got NASA gave them one of like top tier spacecraft shit. And it died within 40 seconds. So yeah. And they sent people out to do it,
It's
and all the
not
people.
just pure gamma radiation.
No, it
Well,
can't be, but it's mostly gamma.
It's mostly gamma, and then other radiation stacked on top is kind of not a good.
It's not really like not ideal for radiation.
Speaking of the small graphite particles in the with the gamma on them or whatever, I was thinking about something earlier. I realized tear gas is not. I know this is kind of unrelated. Tear gas is not an actual gas. It's just a big cluster, a lot of solids. It basically acts like gas because of how light it is. If it gets in your eyes, then it's like
Just
having
like
a
Goblet
ton of
Slayer.
dust. Oh my god! It's like having a ton of dust in your eyes, except
It's
it
awful.
makes chemical burns. So
Yeah,
it's like
and it also
Damn.
gets inside your lungs.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, and then you're screwed if it.
Hey, that's what they do to you in army basic training. Except it's not tear gas; it's fucking pepper spray.
In
No,
China,
It's even
they
worse.
tear gas you
Debatably
in-
worse than tear gas.
If you do like MP training, they put you in a room full of tear gas.
Yeah, tear gas, from what I've heard, is not harmful unless it's a lot of it. Like, if it's just one canister, you
Well,
shouldn't
they
be
don't put
able
them in there to harm them. They put them in there
to.
to show them. You know,
Hey,
Yeah,
to
really.
exercise
Hey,
them.
It's like,
hey, YouTube, cue vaping ad.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Love vaping.
Vaping, rerouting your
You
brain,
guys have-
nicotine.
You guys have a Juul, right?
There's an
And
epidemic.
certain moves,
No.
like addiction
Eh.
to cigarettes.
It's not a virus. It's not a bacteria.
Yeah.
Not an infection.
Life is like a
It's me.
game. You make moves.
Life is like a game. You make moves to level up.
Dude,
Yeah.
I got that on
And
SoundCloud
certain
for like
moves,
way
like
before it was
addiction to
YouTube.
plutonium 241.
Life is like a chess game. You make moves to level up,
Life
If
is like
you-
a game of Risk.
but like if you make a
Very
bad
slow.
move, like an addiction to cigarettes,
Like an addiction to
You lose
iodine
the game.
131 can really fuck you up,
Homie.
dog.
Dude.
All right, on a
frickin-
more serious note about China. I don't want to.
China.
yeah, no. On a,
Vaping.
on a-
China's beautiful.
On a more
China.
serious note.
China's awesome.
Fuck China.
government
China's
whack.
awesome.
Uh,
No, China's fine.
Okay.
I
man.
laugh at that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Listen,
you're
this
about
is
as
I am
politically
now
educated as Connor
laughing.
during middle school, so
Well,
don't want to
yeah,
hear shit come from your mouth.
Oh, I'm still not educated.
China's doing illegal stuff in Hong Kong. Actually,
Yeah.
they're
It's the
They're
fucking
throwing-
Hong Kongian government, bro.
Yeah,
it's not
no, but-
China. They made their own fucking government.
I know
no.
Hong Kong's being all whack.
They have their own
Hong
fucking
Kongian.
like.
I know.
Hong
Okay,
Kong
okay,
isn't
okay,
the right
listen.
word, but it doesn't degrade the fact that they have their own government, their own system of government, their own ways of government, their own regulations, their own people, their own land.
What I'm trying to
They-
say is
they're
both
like-
China and Hong Kong are fucked. Okay, so Hong Kong, they're doing really illegal stuff. The police are on top of one of their, I think it's the government building. They have a government building there that the police are stationed on top of it and throwing tear gas off of the roof. And that is actually against regulations there, but they don't give a fuck. It's against
Yeah.
regulations because you could hit someone in the head with a canister and kill them.
Well, okay, what
No,
city?
no,
Wait.
They
Wow.
hit
Baby
some
God.
they hit some like protester in the eye with a beanbag shotgun.
Yeah, and
Ooh.
that was like, I
I'm not
remember
sure
seeing
if
about that.
I'm not sure if she died or what happened, but
No, you
Oh,
can
no,
no.
she's still
Oh.
alive. She's still protesting as well.
Man,
which is
don't
crazy.
fucking
I think-
exaggerate that.
Wait,
less
okay,
than lethal.
they're
it's
protesting
less than
for-
lethal for a reason.
They're protesting for
it's
what
it's
again?
still they're protesting because the
Independence?
Chinese government is fucked up.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
not necessarily.
Not the China.
They-
It's the Hong Kong government.
All right,
Hong,
so
Hong
correct me if I'm
Kong is
wrong.
already independent, or sorry, they're not independent. They're autonomous from.
They're trying to be
UK.
independent.
Yeah,
They're trying to, but China hates whenever like a government that is China has a one China policy that essentially states that China is one thing. So if you ask a Chinese person what Taiwan is, they'll tell you it's China.
yeah. Considering that Hong Kong is like, right, it's kind of like, it's not mainland
I
China
don't know
at
why
all.
you'd wanna live
It's
in-
like on the coast or whatever.
It's
But-
humid and gross.
It is gross. Yeah, Miguel and I can confirm that. But it considering that it is like, it's not on like the border of China to the south. It's like still kind of in China with all China surrounding all sides except for the ocean, which is kind of gonna screw them over because they've got like, even if they do declare independence and they're all like, they somehow make it out of that disaster. China still is probably gonna do some. They're gonna treat them unfairly. Not trade with them. Start a ton of crap where they'll basically be forced into joining China again.
No,
Which
well,
they're gonna.
America. If there's anything like America hates more than communism, it's probably China.
China, yeah, and
That's why
it's
we
a
love
double
Taiwan.
whammy there. Double whammy there as well, because you know, the People's
Yeah.
quote-unquote Republic of China, bruh.
Reminds me of that Megadeth song.
It reminds me of the second scariest psychological issue. Shared delusion.
What?
Top
Shared-
15
shared
scary
delusion.
Fortnite stories. Number 15.
Do you want me to
Forehead
legitimately
photo.
explain to it? What do you legitimately
No,
want me
no,
to explain what it is?
I get what you're saying. I'm now interested because I don't understand how two people can have like the same delusion.
About
Unless that's
There's
not what
been
you're
many
saying.
cases. That is
Huh.
what I'm saying.
Huh.
Shared delusions.
All right, Mihailo,
Shared
Huh.
delusion.
talk about it.
All right. Shared delusion, I believe, is another. Surprise, surprise. You know, but fucking the weirdest part about it is the fact that it's usually two closely related people like daughter and mother and son and father and whatever, you know, you get the gist.
Okay.
And it's where they're really convinced that something is real when it's really not, right?
Huh.
So it's like delusion, but it ain't delusion. Oh,
Like
I
if
mean it
you're-
is, but it's shared.
The
if you're
only thing
raised
I
to
can
believe
think. The
in
only thing.
anti-vaxxing.
Oh.
Sorry.
The only reason why I could think
Oh.
that it could be like mother son like blood related thing is because generally with schizophrenia it's passed down. I mean,
Yeah.
not blood. Sorry. Generally it's passed
hereditary.
down by like genes, right? So
Yeah.
they would have a more similar like situation. Like, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know what I'm trying to.
Okay, but it's
You.
bizarre though,
It's still bizarre.
is
That's
bizarre.
still weird.
because that's two completely different brains sharing the same delusion, like seeing someone that's not really there. But it's not like a person standing in the corner. It's like
I think
Huh.
I think part of it is like just how they were raised. Like they were raised to believe certain things that like the exact same things as their father or mother figure. I guess.
well, no, you know about the law of attraction?
I do not explain.
Okay,
Is that
it's
why I don't
this
have a
idea,
girlfriend?
I guess. It could be put that way for sure. But it's like it's even an idea. It's not even like proven or anything. That if you wish something to be true enough, it will become true. Which is
Ah,
also paired with a more realistic and scientifically proven theory of, or not even theory, like a legitimate thing of I believe it's called
I think it's called the
conscious
Earth being
something. It's
round.
called something, but it has been scientifically proven. But law of attraction is kind of like a belief, and
That would make more
it's
sense.
where if you wish something
Saw a
so
tweet
much to be true, it will become true, right? So it's like if before you go to bed, for example, you're like,
I wish I had a big penis.
that's not gonna happen.
He
But
unmuted just to say that.
if you were like, uh, I want to be more social every night before you go to bed, right? That's for example.
Oh yeah.
You will eventually become social enough to talk to people. Like you will
Huh.
get what you want.
Someone who was it that was explaining this? I remember hearing about it
I think it
in
was a
one of my
tweet.
classes. It could have been with Ryan.
No,
and
you
Van.
know what? You know what it probably was is because there was a tweet that explained the same idea, but it
Oh.
did it in a way that made it seem like it was original, and it was probably
Yeah.
someone quoting it. It's like an
I don't
off
go on
reference.
Twitter. But,
All right.
Yeah, no,
I
but
don't
oh,
have any.
but you
social
don't
media.
have to go on Twitter, because
oh yeah, it does spread across platforms.
yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just saying. I don't know who it was, but they said if you wake up every morning and try and smile and get a smile in, it will become much easier to be happy and to smile like everywhere you go because just because it's so difficult to smile in the morning when you're waking up and you're just so tired that you don't want to do anything. If you just do a nice genuine smile in the morning, you'll become happier. You'll become
Well, it's been
more social.
scientifically proven that it doesn't even have to be a genuine smile. You can
Huh.
force a smile, and just by working those cheekbones, you can be a happier person. That's
Huh.
of course
Yeah,
if you
they
do it
It's
like
actually pretty
ritual.
dope. Sorry, I was eating my
Pretty
mac
dope.
and cheese.
The human brain is weird. It can be
Yeah.
such a wonderful and amazing thing, but it can also be such a terrifying thing. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, my cat, even not only human brains, but like also animal brain, whack. I was we don't have a doorbell at the apartment I'm at, but my cat, there was a doorbell noise that played on the TV, and they like instantly look towards the front door of the apartment, and we haven't ever had a doorbell since I was in 6th grade, maybe 7th grade. So like
Did you adopt
fact
them?
they were adopted from a shelter in not
There's a
China,
reason.
not China,
They could have. They
California.
could have. They could have been in a place where they had a doorbell in the
Because
past,
we had
and
a
that was just
doorbell
like rerouted
in
in their brain.
California. But it's crazy to think that they will retain that that one little detail
That
of that bell
information.
ringing, and they'll look towards the front door and they know what a front door is.
Yeah, no, I was
Like, I just
gonna
kinda
say,
find that kind of crazy.
even
Yeah.
if you don't think it's impressive that they like know what a doorbell is, it's impressive they recognize the front door.
Oh yeah.
At the very
Yeah,
least.
like
We'd only been in the apartment for like a few days.
I take
Dang.
I take my dog out at 8:30, like on the dot generally. So like from like 8:15 to 8:30, like she just starts getting super antsy, right? Like it's just kind of like, huh? They can't just look at a clock, but they've just got like an internal clock that just like they know.
Yeah, they do know.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts.
Kind of like getting hungry. It's like
Oh.
you know you'll be hungry. Like you're hungry in the morning,
Huh?
and you're like, okay, I'm gonna eat this now.
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
you wait until around noon if you usually eat lunch at noon. I don't, so I don't get hungry at noon. So it's like pretty wacky.
Wacky.
You know that
What-
happen. You know what also happens? If you're in the dark for long enough, your body no longer has to run on time based on the sun, which is why we have like up 12 hours. How long would you think? It's like up 12, asleep 6, asleep 8.
I thought it was
It
up
should be like-
16.
I thought there
It
were
should be
24
like
hours
8
in a day.
sleeping.
Is it 16? I don't know. But
I
if
mean,
you I'm not sure because I only know how it is for if you're like in the dark for long enough. If you're in the dark for long enough, your body your like natural timer changes to a time where you're up for 48 hours and asleep for 24.
Whoa.
Pretty cool, actually.
Cuz you don't need to like reference the sun for everything.
Huh.
But the human body was never supposed to live in the darkness
Yeah,
for that long.
I
'cause
guess.
assuming that if there was no sun here, then we'd all be screwed. So like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's for a completely different reason.
yeah,
Vitamin
that
D.
it is for a completely different reason. But
It's
if the
completely
sun-
different reasons as well.
If the
It's
sun
not even
kept
like a
giving
reason.
off, if the sun kept giving off radiation,
It
all
does.
the radiation except
It
for
does.
light radiation, then
Oh, you mean
that
like,
that
okay,
would
I
be
get-
like that'd be strange, because I guess you could condition yourself, or your body would condition itself to sleep longer and stay awake longer during that time. My question is, what would happen if you went back to the light? Like, you went back to living in light.
Your body would have to reset its schedule because it's all based on the natural clock your body has. Even if you have like a bad perception of time, like your body doesn't. That's why you generally still get tired like at night.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a fucked sleep schedule, but that's a little bit different.
You know, is it bad that I've been staring at this muscle man thing for like 30 minutes straight while talking about
Oh,
psychology?
pretty bad.
I have too. I have no option.
But
Okay.
you don't play CS:GO,
Back
Connor?
to psychology.
Interesting thing. So, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would this be a nice place to end it since we've kind of finished off? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. I would
I
agree.
haven't even said my 15 topics.
oh,
Your
Owen hasn't said a
15
single thing for the
topic.
whole.
Well, that's
All
Owen's
right,
fault.
Owen. All right, Owen. Talk.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
And
this
with
has been the
that,
Fish Podcast.
and with that,
we'll see you next time.
and with that, that's the second episode of the Fish Podcast. Big delay between the first and the second.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my God, what is happening?
What's going on?
Banned.
Did you ban? Don't ban him.
Did you
No.
ban
Don't
Owen?
do it.
No, he kicked. He kicked me.
Oh,
That's my assumption is he disconnected me.
damn.
Anyways, with that, the podcast over.
Did you
Go
do the?
home.
Who did the outro last time?
I did.
Ryan did.
Clap
I
it up,
did.
boys.
Who wants to do it?
Oh,
I kind of
okay.
want to do the outro.
Also, Mihailo, you've been playing Roblox for the past 30 minutes. While talking
That's
about
the best
psychology.
way to talk about it. You know, playing Roblox,
What game were you playing?
Arsenal.
Arsenal?
Yeah, the gay game.
Ah,
The worst
The gay
game ever
people?
made.
so you are a homosexual.
I'm not. Okay, let's talk about gay people.
Alright,
Alright,
ending
alright,
time.
Next podcast.
Next podcast.
Is it biologically wrong to be gay? Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god, no.
Dude,
Okay.
you were
okay,
going to
calm
lose
down.
subscriber.
And on this note, we
Post
end
cringe
it
lose subscriber.
quickly.
Yeah.
See ya supposedly
Fish
next
podcast, we'll
week.
see you next time.
God says it's
Supposedly
wrong,
next
so
week,
it must
turn
be
into
wrong.
next month. It will
James
be next year
Charles,
this
I'm
time.
coming after you.
Oh god.
James Charles,
By
you're
the
going
wrath
to
of God, you
die.
shall burn in hell. For what you have sinned, shall do.
Alright,
no
well-
For having sex
God.
with the same gender.
Alright, well,
Bruh.
hopefully see you next week. Probably won't happen, but we can try. Alright, bye.
See you next week. Just
Bye-bye.
month.
Bye. Bye.